Hey y'all, so we're just going to get right into it. I'm going to start off by brushing my eyebrows up, and then I'm going to take my dip brow from Anastasia in the color chocolate, and then I'm going to start underlining my eyebrow. But the way I do it is I try to underline it in not like a straight line, but just an arch, because I don't get my eyebrows done, so I have to make something work. So yeah, I'm underlining the bottom, and then I'm going to do it on the top. But when I do the top, I don't start right in front of my eyebrow. I start a little bit past it. So once my eyebrow is outlined on the top and the bottom, I'm just going to shade it in using light hand strokes. And you don't want to press too hard on your eyebrow, because if you do, your eyebrow is going to come out too dark, and that's ugly. So right in the front, I'm using it very, very light, because I like to do a little ombre effect. I mean, some people don't like it, but I do. It's a preference. So yeah, I do it very light in the front and then just a little bit harder in the back. And right here, I'm basically done with my eyebrow. So I just like to make sure everything is perfect, and then I take the spoolie side of my brush and I just blend everything out. So now moving on to my other eyebrow, I'm just going to do the same exact thing that I did to the other eyebrow, which is just underlining the bottom. And when you underline it, you really want to make sure you get the arch that you like or that you prefer. So then once you get that, I'm going to do the top, and you want to do the same thing, like how high you want your arc or how low do you want it. I like mine pretty normal, but you know, it's a preference. So then I'm just going to fill everything in lightly, and then just make sure everything is to my liking. Now I'm just going to take my foundation. You can use a concealer, but I personally like foundation. And the way I put it on my brush, I make sure my brush is super flat, because the flatter it is, the easier control you're going to have when you shape it. So now I'm just going to clean everything up with my brush and basically just make sure everything is sharp. I don't really know how to explain this part, so I'm just going to let you guys watch. And I like to do it on the top too, because it just really makes the eyebrow super, super sharp, and that's how I like it. And the reason why I like to use my foundation and not concealer is because it's going to blend out evenly with my foundation. I don't like to have those like halo brows where it's like a lighter shade on the eyebrow that just is not attractive to me. So I just like to have my foundation to make sure everything blends together. And next, I just like to use a pencil to make sure everything is like very precise. You know, if I messed up anywhere with the foundation, I just use my pencil to clean it up. And then this is me taking a brush and just blending everything out. And lastly, I just like to take my eyebrow gel and brush all my hairs into place. And as you can see, my foundation blended nicely with my skin, unlike if I were to use a lighter shade concealer. So this is the end of the video, and this is how they turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and lastly, do not forget to subscribe.